bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Para pam pam pam. Okay, I'm here. I had to reboot my PC, so there is stuff that we have to restart. Yup. Hello everyone. Hello, hello. Good evening. Hi. Hello. Bum bum ba bum bum bum. Hello, hula. Good evening. Okay. So what we are trying to do is to understand why certain foliage is actually getting is clickable and other foliage is not clickable, and yeah, and try to understand a bit more about that, because I don't know if actually in the editor, and we can check that in the editor, if there is a difference between certain foliage and other foliage, right? And like maybe different collision profile or different query and physics, you know, that kind of stuff. Because it's very strange that when I click on a rock, right, it says that, yup, it is foliage. Then I click on another one, it says it's not. So it's very, 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 very strange. And I want to understand why that happens. And we want to fix it. We want to fix it. Bum. Hello, Netta. Hey, good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Okay. Okay, so we have the beginning of the problem is definitely inside PS character, right? In our mouse and keyboard input, right? Which is this beautiful graph. And in particular, we have seen that there is a foliage check pretty much at the beginning. Yeah, this one, right? Is foliage. So this check is casting the current heat component. Is casting the current heat component to a foliage instance static mesh component. Okay. So what we need to understand is loading the main map. Loading the main map, right? And I did a test, I think it was here, right? Okay, this rock actually is not part of the foliage. Okay, I see. But for example, right, this one is. And but for example, this rock is not. It is very interesting though. How it is possible? Wow, this rock is not? This rock is not, my boys. This rock is not a foliage element. I cannot even select it. Even if there are 41 of these things, right? Let me try to paint it 1 second. Why the He's not painting anything. Actually, this may be something that has been disconnected from the... I mean, it's strange that we cannot paint it, right? But maybe we cannot paint it because we have a stupid setting. Yeah, exactly, like this, right? No. Like the angle. Yeah, 1490. So if I go 090... Come on. Now he painted something. Yeah, he painted it with an insane scale. But anyway, now that he painted it that way, you see that I can select it, right? And that is what is weird. While this one, it seems that I cannot select, even if this one is evidently, right? Part is evidently this one, right? I mean, 100%, right? It is this one. So... I'm not gonna save what I'm doing, but minus 2000. What the hell? What do you mean minus 2000? It's very strange. I will not save anyway this, so... Why is not painting it? I don't understand why it's not painting it. In theory, it should be one of these parameters, right? Because foliage, instant static mesh component. Foliage, instant static mesh component. Density 1 radius 0, scaling uniform 1 offset minus 50. I can do 0 0, I mean, if you want, but it's not placing them, right? Because you see that this number remains at 0, so it means that he's not painting it. Ah, wait. There is an inclusion of landscape layer. Grass dry. Okay, wait a second. These names may have changed during the years. I mean, grass is there, but definitely grass dry here is misspelled. Forest dry. Minimum inclusion landscape weight 0.5. Collision with the world. So here we don't have this enabled. This is the default? No, it's not the default. Default is without. Ah, it plays some now. Okay, it plays like this one, right? Yeah, he plays this too. So now if I go in select, yes, you see? Now if I go in select, I can select it. So the ones that I cannot select, they are like orphans. Like this one, right? This one I cannot select. So it is somehow but you know, also these ones, right? These ones I can select. These ones I can select and they are foliage. So the question is, collision preset, block all. If I take this guy, how do I know who this guy is? How do I know? It's not very easy to know, huh? I mean, I can do a select by, I can do a lasso by type. Yeah, okay, so this one is this one. Okay, so this one is this one. So this one is this one, right? And this one is collision preset custom. Interact mouse trace. Okay, I see. Okay. Okay. So I assume that this one does not have that, right? Which makes sense, actually. Everything makes sense. Everything makes sense now. Well, somehow. I guess this one is this, right? Yeah. This one is this. So this one is not selectable, right? Usually in the... Okay. No collision. Okay, so the good news is that we understand how this works, right? So basically, in the foliage type, you can decide that the collision type And that collision type is determines if you can right click it or not. Actually, all the ones that we want to right click are need to have the mouse trace, right? The interactable mouse trace collision setting, right? So basically you have to go here, make it custom, and then select interact mouse trace to block, right? So this makes it clickable. Now the question is why there are certain objects, right, that are actually disconnected. So if I click on invalid, do we select anything? If I click on invalid, these ones are selected. Because these are not sitting on the terrain somehow, right? But all the others, right? All the others, like the rocks that we saw, not this one because this one I placed and is selectable, but there are other rocks like this one that are not clickable, right? But I think if I just try to remove everything, it will not work. I mean, I can try. I can select all, you know. I can select all. And I can remove, right? No, I can delete. What is erase? Erase. I can erase, right? And I can go here and do this. But as you can see, is erasing the ones that are actually detected as part of this thing, but the others like these ones, right? Like these ones are not removed, including this one and including the slabs. So the question is that part of the is that part of the base grass? Is that part of the base grass of the landscape? That's a very good question. I don't remember if we have. It's a very long time I don't touch the landscape, so. Oh my god. There is again a... Oh shit. There is again a bot that got in. Holy shit. An account was hacked. It was a month ago. You see all this? This is all spam. Oh my god. Okay, anyway, I don't want to fix it now, but this is all spam that was created. Oh my. Yeah, it seems that his account was hacked around the 25th of October. Because we got all this shit created. I mean, it's not a million pages actually. It's not a million. Well, it is kind of a million pages. Oh my god. Well, it is like few. I can go and delete one by one. But actually, there are 2 users that did that. This one I think is a, I don't know if this is a really new user or it's kind of weird. I don't remember how I did the nuke. I don't remember how I did the nuke. Fuck. Okay, anyway, I will not do it now. Fuck it. It's fine. Unfortunately, in this world, you know, these days on the internet, you have to defend yourself against spam, bots, and whoever, you know. So on the landscape, we didn't really say much, but I think we need to have a landscape setup, right? At the moment, there is no landscape setup. I think it's not documented. No, because I'm thinking if the grass layer, right? So for example, how do we get, right? How do we get this random, meshes, right? How do we get this? Is this part of the... So for example, if I paint, right? If I paint this grass, right? I am getting automatically this procedural, I'm getting the procedural, right? The procedural. And the procedural comes from what? Comes, I mean, in theory should come from a material, but I don't see here. I don't see here the grass material. Ah, here it is. Material landscape. I don't know why it's not connected to this object, which is a bit weird. But definitely we have a grass material. FM grass. FM grass 2, FM grass. So FM grass is linked to MF landscape layers, which is inside the material landscape. Okay. So actually, yeah, but where do I see the connection? That is a bit of a mystery, huh? Landscape layers. Landscape layers. Yes, MF grass, for example, right? Starting distance. Let me just check if I'm not missing any documentation. No, we didn't document it actually. We didn't document how this works. But basically there is a landscape material. The landscape material is using a number of layers, and these layers are then referencing one other material, right? Like this material graph for the grass. Now, I don't understand where the meshes are coming from, because in theory, enable grass. Enable rocks. But I'm a bit lost on yeah, for example, you see the remove procedural. So this remove procedural is let's do the opposite. Let's take the wait. Let's do the opposite for a second, right? So if we take the so this grass, I think is this grass, right? No, it's this grass. LG grass. But where is the is in the grass master somehow. I'm searching where is adding the mesh, right? But I cannot find it. So where... basically, I don't understand how this thing works. So there is an S-grass, there is this static mesh, right? Which I think is the static mesh that we see here, right? Is this static mesh. And this is a landscape type. That then goes into our idler. Okay. So it's inside of this then? Yes, is inside of this. Okay, we've kind of found it. And we also have this one, right? Yes. Exactly. Okay. Okay. This LG grass, what is it exactly? Is a landscape grass type. Is a landscape grass type. Okay. But we also have this one, huh? That I don't think it is. I don't think it is the one that we see. Do we? No. I think that this one is not this one, right? Nah. Nah, this is a very different one. Well, no, it's a different one. This one is a different one, definitely. Definitely is a different one. The problem is, how do we get all these grass types? Is this one. LG rocks. Okay, so LG rocks is also used by landscape. By M landscape. LG rocks. No. Enable rocks. Enable rocks, right? There is a parameter. Grass dry. I don't understand where there is the association between the actual mesh and my landscape, right? This is what I don't understand. I don't find it. So definitely we have an LG Rocks, right? That is describing the mesh. But then how is this associated to my landscape? That is what I'm missing, right? This is what I'm missing. I'm missing how this is associated. So I see it here, right? This LG Rocks is this. And okay, yes, these two slabs, very clear. Very clear. But then I go into my landscape material and here there is an association, right? But in reality, when I open this landscape material, which is this guy, right? When I open this landscape material, this guy, I see these enable rocks, but I don't, which by the way, I don't even know how it is related to my landscape. I mean, if I click the landscape object, if I go in landscape object, how do I say rocks yes or no, right? Maybe you do it on the layer, not even. You see that this is all empty? Even the texture is empty. So this thing is a kind of a placeholder for, so Ori goes by name, but I'm losing a bit how these things are interconnected, right? I'm losing a bit how these things are interconnected because I would like to understand, I mean, we understood already that this lab is somehow, oops, disappear, no. That this lab is somehow part of the landscape. So I cannot click it. I cannot click it because it is part of the landscape, right? So if in my grass material, I say that I don't want to have rocks, in theory that should disappear, right? In my MI grass, I mean in this thing, now, the problem is that I cannot even... it looks like I'm missing a detail panel or something, right? Because... or maybe there is more stuff here that I don't see. Because here under landscape I have nothing else, unless it's in the, let me see, unless it's here, right? It's in the landscape object. Maybe it's in the landscape object. Ah, okay. That is the first association. That is one of the associations. So at least we have the association between the landscape object in our MI landscape. Okay, so that's the beginning of the association. But then do I have a rocks here? I don't think so, right? No, I don't, obviously. So anyway, the association, okay, let me just document a few things here because I'm already confused, but I'm starting to understand something. So our landscape is set up, right? So the first thing is that in the outliner we have a landscape object, right? We have a landscape object. If you click on it, you see the details. It's linked to this MI landscape, and I think that is where everything starts, right? MI landscape, right? Which is a material, right? And this one contains, which is not M landscape, right? Because M landscape is something else. So MI landscape contains, probably here we have rocks, or no? No, we don't. Enable rocks. Here it is. So if I remove enable rocks, that this rock is going to disappear. Fantastic. Okay. This is kind of nice. Okay. Okay, and MI landscape is derived from N. Okay, I was looking at the wrong one, right? This is the right one. Okay, now everything starts to match. So MI landscape, right? So MI landscape derives from M landscape, okay, but contains all the parameters, including the visibility of rocks, how much tiling you want, right? How much is the blending, the roughness, the slope, if you want the grass, if you don't want the grass. So for example, if I go here and I look at the grass, right? And then I say enable grass, right? The grass is going to disappear. Yeah, exactly. Enable grass, enable rocks, enable, okay. Okay. We are starting to understand it a bit better, right? Because the visibility on rocks, grass, etc. Right? And now the problem is, how is then this linked into my? Because I don't see here a pointer to the meshes, right? Do you see a pointer to the meshes? No, there is no pointer to the meshes. There is no pointer to the meshes in here. And this is where I'm a bit lost again, because this is good. This is what it is a bit weird though. So how do I connect this LG grass to my... Is a landscape grass type. So it is really a class. So your landscape material, not the MI instance, contain the landscape grass output node. The inside the master landscape material, the one MI landscape is instance, there should be a node called landscape grass output. This node takes one or more grass type slots, each paired with a mask that determines where the landscape grass should spawn. Ah. So my LG grass is linked into my I mean, I see this, but I don't even know what this is. Ah, it is. Oh, fuck, I found it. Okay, okay, let me document this so that we know it next time. So the actual meshes are part of what we call LG, what we call landscape grass type, right? A special object that can contain a mesh and its distribution, right? Because we also have the distribution, right? We have the distribution of the mesh. Yes, because it's telling you like the density, you know, the jitter, the whatever, the culling distance. Its density. Mesh is density, the culling distance, etc. Right? Okay. Okay. Okay, so that connection we have. Then inside the exclamation part of the then M landscape, right? M landscape as a special node, called landscape grass, which is of type landscape grass output. Cannot type some days. Landscape grass output, right? Which contains. Yeah, and this is what, which in his details, right? He has the link to the grass type. Okay, by name. Now the fact that it's by name but it's fine. So it contains the link in the detail panel of this object, of this node. There are all the all the landscape grass type linked, right? With a name, which is the name of the layer. Exactly. Okay, so I think that we understand a bit better now. Okay, so what we understood is that what's going on? What we understood is that these rocks, right? These rocks are not clickable because they are automatically distributed by the grass object, by the grass landscape object, right? Material, sorry, by the grass landscape material. Now, the fact that I can right click it because actually I can right click it in game is because this one is getting placed anyway as a foliage static mesh. And the only thing that we do is to check that we are in the that is a foliage static mesh. And we are not really doing any other check. Okay. So we understand the problem perfectly now. So now the decision that we have to make is the following. Decision we have to take is so we can still do this, which is fine. So we get our is foliage, right? But I think that this branch should then go into a server-side query. Because at the moment it's just opening up the resource interact window, and the resource interact window doesn't really understand the type of resource. I mean, yeah, it understands the type of resource because we specified here, but it's not really, it doesn't know if that object is actually harvestable or not. But now the question I have, right, is why? The question I have is why certain trees are actually clickable and others not. Probably because these trees do not have Isn't simpler to let the stone give something when we harvest them? Is not what we are trying to understand. So we are trying to understand how it works so that then we can decide what to do. But until we understand exactly how it works, we cannot decide. We cannot say, oh, we want the rock to do this, we want the... So I'm trying to understand, for example, this tree, right? Does this tree have a different... I have no idea what tree is that tree. Why I cannot... it's one of those four. Is one of these two. So I guess it's this one, huh? What happened? Yes. It's this one. So if I select this one, it will not select it, right? Correct. Okay, so is this one. Okay, it's this one. And this one is what? But this one is custom collision, interact mouse trace, true. So in theory, this one should also be, unless there are different types and they don't have the proper collision setting. No, all this one seems to have the proper collision settings. Yeah. Ah, this one does not. This one, for example, does not. Oak B03. So there is one tree that is not having the proper setting. No, wait. Yeah, because it's not collision. Yeah. So the B type, I don't even know if it's used, but potentially. B03. We have a B05. No. No, he's not in this list. He's not in this list. B05 is, but B05 is the... So, why? Okay, let's try again 1 second. Because there were some trees that you couldn't click. That you couldn't right click. Now, go and find one. I remember there was one yesterday that we couldn't click. Hey, but how do I find it now? How do I find it now? Well, I think it was close to the... I think it was close to the North Gate. Because we just came out of the North Gate and... Oh, by the way, our guards have the new helms. Look at that. Look at these beautiful helms, my boys. Look. It doesn't even look like plane shift anymore, you know? Look at this beautiful armor and the beautiful helm. Very nice. Our game is getting better and better, huh? So I remember there were some of these trees that you could not right click. I mean, now obviously I will never find them again, but... Ah, this guy. Okay, this guy. This guy is not right clickable. Okay, this guy is 1211. Okay. 1211 from the North Gate. That is the North Gate. 1211. Huh? That's this guy? Wait. Yes. I think it's... No, it's... Wait. All this once. All this once. So 1, 2, and 3. But they are different. Huh? What the hell? Am I on the right? Yeah, I'm on the right. I don't know. Or they look slightly different. I don't know. That's a bit weird. Why? Maybe because I edited the. Maybe because I edited the map. So those 2 3s are very evident, right? But then here, you see, I have this giant tree. Because I deleted some. Because I deleted some before. Yeah, because I deleted some before. Okay, let me reload everything. Let me... Let me just close it and reopen it. Because I deleted stuff. Deleted. Yes. So like already this one, right? Already this one. I don't know why I cannot see here what type of object I have selected. It's so annoying. I don't have any info or anything. That's insane. What is this? Uh-oh. Maybe this one. Yes. It's just one. Okay, yeah. Here's the collision off. Okay. So actually we know why now. We know why. Very nice. Do I have it is a bit risky though. Ah. Ah, fantastic. Okay, well then that's easy. Okay, so I understand. Okay, so basically for each of those, like this one, fantastic. Right? Right. So ignore all except mouse trace, right? Now we have to do this in theory for all the for all the trees that we want to use. Oh wow. Did this block all? Oh my god. What the? Yeah, the settings that we have are not very consistent. Yeah, this one is correct already. It's not a very simple setup anyway, yeah? It's not a very simple setup, but the change that we did will allow now us to right click here and right click there. Now, the other change that I want to do, okay, so now we understood why, right? And we fixed it. Now what we want to do I don't want to just right click, but I want to right click and go server side, right? So we have to change this. We have to change this. So it's not acceptable anymore. It's not acceptable anymore to see the is foliage type and then say, oh, if it's a foliage, then I go into interact window, right? So this is not acceptable anymore. This is not acceptable anymore. So what I want to do, yeah, we want to do something like this. We want to do something like this. Now, the only thing that I don't understand, wait a second. Are we looking at the... Huh? Hmm? So do we create a new function and we call it request foliage check, or what the hell do we do here? Do you have a way to repair all in one time, one by one? Well, I repair yeah, no, it's one by one, but by type, and we are using very few, so we are using like 5. We are using like 5 in total, so 4 were already okay and 1 was wrong, so I fixed only the wrong one. So what we need, GM window? Nah. That is in the wrong place. But anyway. It should be under interact. But anyway, it's fine. So the only problem is... So this will be request what? Request foliage interact. This will be request foliage interact on PC. Now the only problem is that this monster needs to take I mean, and obviously will be run on server, right? And oh shit, we had that already? What the? Huh? What? I have this already. What? Wait. No. This is the one that I just copied now. Ah, it's after you click on harvest. Ah, it's after you click on harvest. No, I understand. But yeah. That is after you click on it. So basically you have the pop-up, right? You have the pop-up with the ability to harvest. You have this pop-up, right? You have this pop-up window. And when you click here, we go server side and we say do it. Right? So maybe we can use the same function then, with the only difference that now isn't exactly the same. So you right click, you get the menu and then you click on do it, right? So basically we are doing the check twice pretty much, which is a bit annoying, but I think is the, yeah, because you may also not want to, you may just want to look at the resource, right? Because you can actually look at it. But in this case, if you look at it, nothing happens. Because there is no look on this resource. I see. No, but I think we can... I think we can add a new parameter and we can call it check only, right? So check only is equal to true when you right click on a tree, right? And check only is false when you click on harvest. When you click on the harvest icon, right? So that's the difference, right? That's the difference. So we need to change this request foliage interaction. But it's very good that we have it already. Ah crap, my JetBrain was not started. By the way, guys, if you want to buy JetBrain, we have a 25% discount that JetBrain gave us. They gave us their suite completely for free, which is fantastic. And they just asked us if we can sometimes advertise the tool and say that, I mean, if we like it, that we like it. And actually we like it. So I'm pretty happy with the tool. So if you want to, JetBrain, let me show you the thing. So we have a code in case you want to buy a personal annual license of JetBrain Rider. You can go to jetbrain.com and search the personal license. And if you enter the discount code PlaneShift, which is the name of our game, so it should be fairly easy to remember, you get a 25% discount for a personal annual license. Now it's working only on that license, right? It's not working on enterprise licenses or other licenses, right? So yeah, we don't get any money out of it, but anyway, I mean, if you are already planning to buy it, you know, you can buy it with a discount code. Why not? And I have to say that JetBrain has been very, very good for us because the speed at which you can search, do cross searches inside a very large code base like Unreal Engine is absolutely fantastic compared to Visual Studio. So it's the only downside is that it takes a bit to load at the beginning, but you know, you can just open it, leave it there 2 minutes, and then it's ready to go. And because he has to build an index, right? But after he did the index creation, it's super fast and it's very, very, very nice. So it really improved my productivity a lot, quite a bit. So the function that we are searching is the request foliage interaction. I will delete this one at this point because we already have the others. So request foliage interaction. So this will have an additional boolean, right, which is check only, and request foliage interaction. Okay. Now the only problem is the only problem is that this handle production is also used for other stuff, and I don't know if we can yeah, because I changed this already to have this is global resource, but I think now we need to have an additional parameter, which is saying if is checking for a resource or not. The problem is that this is going fairly deep, actually. This is going fairly deep. In theory, we should do only this. In theory, we should do only this. Yeah. 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 Can we do this or not? In theory, if I take this code, right, and I put it in my, without even changing my handle production, I don't even have to change this, because I could do, in theory I could do it here. So I could say something like if check only, right? If check only, then so we right clicked on a tree and we want to pop up the harvest menu only if, right? Only if you can harvest it, right? Now the problem of this is that I'm pretty sure that this get natural resource by mesh name is probably private, right, or whatever. And reward is what? Reward is what? Is a string or? Is a string? Oh really? What? Is a string? Reward? Ah, it's this. Okay, it's just name. Easy. So basically, if we found at least one resource, right? If we found at least one resource, then we need to open up the pop-up menu, right? The interact menu. So which is basically what I was trying to do here with the previous code, right? Which means what? Which means this. Show resource interact window with can harvest to true, right? With can harvest to true. So I think we can search this one by name everywhere. Show resource interact window. Receive resource interact window. Fuck. But the component is not passed on. No! So we need to change that. Yeah, we need to know. Yeah, we need to know which component it is. For sure. Because we are using it. Because we are using it here, right? You see this component? So we have to change this function. Hopefully we don't break anything else, but we have to change this function to also pass a component. Receive resource interact window, right? Receive resource interact window. -1. And then here we will have our component. And this one I will have to change. Otherwise we do nothing. Otherwise we return. No? Otherwise we what? Well, this must be an else anyway, because we don't want to call this, right? We don't want to call this in case, right? Yeah. I think so. Okay. So if we do it this way, which I think is anyway overall a much better way to do it. Assuming that I'm not breaking anything else. I'm actually slightly scared about this change, but we will see. So if I recompile now, right, those functions should get the additional parameters. So they want to go and they want to go back. So the additional boolean and additional component. And this means that we can call this function once to just get the pop-up, and then twice to actually do the harvest, right? And yes, unfortunately they're gonna do the same check twice, but I think it's better because so you get a pop-up to harvest only if you can actually harvest, right? It's like for fishing. Well, actually for fishing, I don't know if it's the same for fishing, but anyway, I don't care at the moment. I don't care. I don't care. I love it. I love it. Okay, if we relaunch the editor now, we should have the two functions, one to go and one to go back, right? And hopefully we can do it this way. This will be more understandable because if you right click and you don't get a pop-up menu, it means that you cannot really interact with that object. If you get a pop-up menu, you can still try, maybe you don't have the skill, right? Or you don't have the tool, or you don't have something, right? But at least you get the pop-up. While now you're getting a pop-up anyway, even if it's not an harvestable resource. And so this will fix the problem with the stone on the ground. that you can actually right click, right? Okay, so now what we have to do, if it's a foliage, we have to call request foliage, right? Request foliage interaction on PC with a component being this component and with a check only true. Okay. Okay. And then when this will return to us, I think I can delete it. When did, by the way, I saw that it was a 0, not a -1. Okay, let's do 0. It's the same. And then when this will return to us, right, is returning to us in PlaneShift player controller. And now we have our component that we should add somehow here. Primitive component object reference. Okay. 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 I guess the same. The order is not. The order is so I break it there or I break it here, but it's the same. Now I really want to change this class because this class is no. Let me reload it. This class I don't want to change it. I don't want to change it. Container I don't want to change. So that's the standard. By the way, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. If you just joined, hello. If you have any question on the game or if you have any question in general on, you know, video game making or Unreal Engine or anything, you can ask. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Oh shit. Ah shit. What is going on here? Because he reloaded W container and so, oh my god. Are you serious? Ridiculous. This is exactly why I didn't want to touch W-con. Okay. Fuck you. Well, okay. Fuck you. We will redo it. Because he reloaded W container and for some reason he failed to substitute it in the other blueprints, and now he's saying the W container does not exist, right? So which is absolutely ridiculous, but this is what he's saying. So we will just redo the change without touching W container, okay? And by the way, we don't have to touch because it's not. So let's redo it quickly. So we add component here, which is a primitive component object reference. Okay. We reconnect this, and this time we save this guy. So this one is done. Right. So this is the one that we're gonna call, and we will have can harvest to true, right? So this is self resolving. And then what we need in the yes, exactly here. We need the request foliage interaction on PC, right? With check only and with this component. And when this is true, we go here, right? And this we can delete. And here we can save. Okay, and it should be already done, right? Because this is calling, let me just check if the flow is correct. Okay, this was not correct. So we have the check only going through, the component going through. We are going to this request foliage interaction. This one is going here, and it is checking if check only is on. If it's true, it's doing the check. If at least one resource is found by name, by name. Is going to get the harvest to true, and he's asking, okay, it should be good, guys. It should be good. So if we want to test it on our machine, as long as we are using production data, I think we are fine. Production data. I don't need to repopulate the items. I don't need to repopulate the NPC. But I have to repopulate the ant location or the natural resources, one of the two. I don't know which one, probably natural resources, yeah, natural resources. But anyway. Okay, it should be up, hopefully. Yes, it is. So we go exactly in the same place. Well, maybe we are already in the same place. Yes, close. We are not too far, actually. Yeah. Exactly. So now if I right click on this, nothing happens because this particular tree is not harvestable. Okay. But I think I did the check though, huh? Let me see if we did the check. Did we do the check or not? Seems not. So here we do it. Request foliage interaction Elm 03, right? And then you see that, yeah, and then when I click it, it's telling me that I don't have a good tool. Okay, that is very good. Now on this one, Ah, yes, 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 yes. It does it. It does it. You see? So it does. Well, wait. No, it doesn't. Wait. No, because it's going into another branch. Why though? I saved the foliage type, right? To say that we want to have the collision, right? So the tree is this guy. The tree is this guy. And we know that this guy is... I think we said it was the Elm 3 or... I don't remember. No. No, it was the Sycamore. It was the Sycamore. And the Sycamore was at the bottom, no? This guy? Yes, this guy. Yeah, this guy. So the Sycamore is, at the moment, Sycamore 05. Sycamore 05 is using simplest complex. So if we show complex, we see this, right? So this should be clickable. Yeah, this should be clickable. And the collision is collision query only, interact mouse trace, right? So actually this is correct. So why is not clickable? It's like if he's going through, right? It's like if he's not clicking on anything. It's like if this is no collision, but I saved it, right? So that is very strange because yeah, he has no collision. Well, he has no physics collision, but he has a query collision, right? He has a query collision, and this guy is the same. It's no physics collision, you can go through, but he has a query collision. So why this guy is not clickable? 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 I mean, these guys block all here, but in the foliage type, right, is custom query only, and is interact. So it's custom query only. So it should be correct. That is very, 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 very strange. Now, that is misspelled for whatever reason. But... It is a bit of a mystery, huh? It is a bit of a mystery. It is a bit of a mystery. Custom query only, right? Movable custom query only. I mean, I can try to change it to physics as well, but it's not what we want. I don't understand why. I don't understand why it's not clickable. But you can see it. You can see it from the printouts, right? Because when I click here, it's saying that there is a distance of 4 meters with nothing, right? So it's not hitting anything. It's not hitting anything. While here, here it is hitting it, right? In fact, on the server, yes, we get request foliage interaction birch 01, right? So here we get it, here we don't get it. I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised. Unless I'm clicking on the wrong tree. But we said that we are not, right? Because this is the tree. This is the tree, right? This one, you see that it gets selected. It gets selected because this is turned on, right? Is there anything else turned on? I don't think so. So if I do this, right, and now I try to select it again, it will not be selectable. What the hell is happening? Because there is nothing selected. Yeah, it's not selectable. If I select this, right now it's selectable. So is this tree 100%, right? And if I say showing content browser, we go here and we see this now. I only changed grass dry, but the rest should be fine. It is a block on interact mouse trace. That is very strange. I don't understand why. There is no reason why. Unless we didn't save something. No, all files are saved. I mean, if we want, we can go block all just for fun. 1 second. Okay, let's do it. Let's go block all. So that now is also blocking physics. Good night, Netta. Hey, thank you for stopping by and watching the stream. So now we should even see the collision visually, right? We should see the collision visually of the tree. I mean, I could not go through it. Ah! Wow, that's interesting. Really? I mean, do they lose the collision anyway when they are foliage? Is this what you're saying? It is actually possible, but that is so weird. So it seems that, you know, this tree and the other tree are working differently. This one gets birch, yeah, right? This one gets detected, even if I can go through, but It gets detected. This one does not get detected in any way. This one does not get detected in any way. Okay, so what is the difference? Let's just compare these two types one by one. I mean, a single. By the way, okay, this one, yeah, this one. So this one, who is this one? This one is one of these helms. I don't know which one. Not this one. Not this one. Not this one. Not this one. This one. Okay, so that is this guy. Which is this birch foliage one, right? So let me see the differences between these two. Let me see the differences. Well, obviously this is pointing to that, this is pointing to this. Okay. This one does not have collision with world enabled. Really? Okay, we can disable it. We can disable it on this side and see if that makes a difference. Then here we have custom query only. And then we have only inter-house mouse trace, right? Everything else, well, cast shadows, that stuff, we don't really care. But anyway, movable, grass dry. There is the same issue with this being misspelled, which is very annoying. I don't know if there is any other parameter down here, like lightning type, force volumetric. Lightning type, force volumetric, we don't have it. Is default. This is obviously no difference, but and then the difference between this and that is the, let me see. If I go here and we open Birch 01, right? So I basically have to compare this guy with this guy. Let me see what are the differences. I mean, obviously this is different. Materials are different. This one I think I just too low. Yeah. So these are identical up to there. Okay. Up to the second arrow. Identical. Now the model obviously is different, but you know, that should make no difference really. It is block all and is used simple as I don't know, maybe it's this collision with the world that is making something. Yeah, the rest is identical. So okay, let's see if that setting is actually making a difference. I don't know if it is, but we will see. There is no other visible difference. I mean, I can enable, if I do simple collision, you see at the bottom this thing. And if I do show simple collision, you see the same, right? And if you do only complex, and you do only complex, is the same, right? So they look really identical. They look really identical. Now, is there any custom collision on? Actually, here there is custom collision on, but here as well, right? There is custom collision on. Now, why there is custom collision on is not very clear to me. But there is a capsule. Let me see if here also there is the same capsule. In theory, it should be the same. I mean, the capsule is slightly different. So center -7, 0, 314, 88, 242. Yeah, but pretty much. Radius 55, length 37. I mean, here the length is shorter. By yeah, so this one is a longer. This one is a longer. Capsule. This one is a shorter capsule, but also because the tree is shorter, right? So I think it's perfectly fine. Collision enabled, query and physics. Collision enabled, query and physics. So it's exactly the same. It's absolutely identical. Okay, let's see if the setting that we change now makes a difference. Maybe it does. Maybe. Maybe it does, my friends. I hope it does, because I'm a bit out of ideas, huh? I'm a bit out of ideas. I'm a bit out of ideas if this doesn't work. It doesn't. Holy shit. So it looks like this tree is different for whatever reason, but I don't understand why. This one as well. This one as well, which by the way, this one is a different... is it just the light or it is a different tree? No, it's a different tree. So this one also is not clickable. Now, to us, it's kind of okay, because actually this thing is not harvestable, right? While this one is harvestable. So, let me say that the end result for the player is anyway okay. Because I can harvest this, right? But it's very, very strange that this one is not clickable. It's very, 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 very strange. Oh. Also this one is not clickable. Huh? No, wait. I'm fooling myself. No, birch. Wait. Birch. No, this one is clickable. This one is clickable. Is this one that is not clickable? These dark ones, the dark ones, for whatever reason, are not identified, right? By... It's so weird. And I have to go, unfortunately. But anyway, at least now when you click, you know, we do the search, right? We do the search for birch or elm or something else. Now, so the ones that are actually harvestable are these ones. Yes, this one's, I don't know. Yeah, this one. So here we did the check, and then I can actually harvest the tree, right? Yes, all these ones are correct. I don't know exactly what is going on in terms of collision. I really don't get it too much. Why? These ones are all clickable, right? Birch. I see it from the printout. And this one is one that you can, not only you can click it, but you can also harvest it, right? But then there are others. Those dark ones. There are very few actually. There are very few. Like this probably. Yes, like this. They are actually not clickable in any way. So, but they are definitely part of the same foliage. Is it because they are not child of instance foliage actor? Because in theory, no, because he's really not detected, right? Because if he was detected, we would have at least the printout with the name, right? Yeah. So I think our hit is missing. So we are not hitting. We are not hitting. We are not hitting. We are tracing complex with interact mouse trace. And this is not hitting. Only for this. Ah, wait a second. You mean that he has the collision on the wrong LOD? Oh, wait. 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 The collision is there on all of them. Because there is a setting where you can say... which you can say what is the LOD for collision, right? This one, LOD for collision, and in this case we say LOD 0. But LOD 0 LOD 0 has the simple collision anyway, right? So, which I guess is the same for this guy, I assume. LOD for collision 0, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's exactly the same, bro. No, it's not that. It's not that. Minimum LOD. That could have been, right? Could have been, because if you had a different collision by LOD, that could have been, but it's not. So it's just the way this model is designed. I don't know. It's so weird. I don't have an answer at the moment of why. I mean, one of the possibilities is that for whatever reason, this is not the tree that we are looking at. Is the tree having this angle? I think so. I mean, because if we are looking at another tree, I mean, like if those trees were placed before, right, and for whatever reason, but it gets detected. So if it gets detected, it means that it's him, right? I mean, we can place. No, because there are similar ones, right? There are similar ones, so that's why. Ah, no, there are not. This is actually the only one. Ah, no, wait. There is a Sycamore 5, but then there is 4, 3, 2, 1, right? But this foliage type is only using Sycamore 5. So it is using Sycamore 5, right? So there is no possibility really to make a mistake. Now Sycamore 4... So, I mean, or that has been added long time ago. I don't know. And it's very, 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 very strange. This one, for example, is missing the complex collision. You know what? Let me set 1 second all this one as simple X complex, okay? I don't know. It's a bit weird actually. But let me do this last test because I'm really, really surprised, right? So let me try to change all the Sycamore, right? The 3, the 2, the 4 to simple as complex. Simple as complex. I think it's changing the color because it's re-randomizing, because the color is randomized based on position or something, right? I mean, all those trees were placed way back, you know, and simple as complex. Okay. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe that's the reason. So we should have all the trees with simple as complex, right? But I think he's using the other tree, so I don't get it. I don't get it, boys. I said the good news is that we fixed it. I mean, we fixed the right click on the right resources and then harvest on the right resources. So now when you right click and you see the icon, right, it means that there is a resource there, right? And I think that is way better than what it was before. So we anyway did an improvement somehow, right? Made an improvement. No, this thing is not detected. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that that thing is not detected. It's ridiculous. I don't understand. I don't know what else to do. Well, this one it is birch. And this one is birch. The other one is just going into and this one is the one that we actually can harvest. Okay, I will think about it. For the players, it's not a problem because they don't even know. It is a problem only if in the future we want to enable harvesting also of those other trees. But at the moment, I don't have any. I don't have any need of that. So I would say that for now, I will say bye bye, and I will see you tomorrow evening, 9:30 p.m. European time. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, but it should happen. It should happen because I want to go to a place, but I think I will go to that place between probably 6 and 8 or 7, 6, well, 6:30 and 8 maybe. So in the evening I should be available. Okay. So thank you for watching. See you next time, hopefully tomorrow. And if you want to click follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, and also if you want to download our game, is available on our website. If you click on download now, you can download it for Windows, Linux, and Mac. And that's it. You can also become a Patreon. Why not? Hello to Katsialing. Sorry, I have to go, but thank you for the hello. Yeah. So goodbye. Bye bye.